All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a really chilling horror story. We're going to pick it apart to see exactly how it builds that incredible suspense and, traps its main character in this absolutely terrifying choice. So, what happens when your train ride home doesn't actually take you home? What if it's a never-ending journey? That's exactly what we're digging into. It's the story of a man whose normal late-night commute turns into a one-way ticket straight into his supernatural curse.
So, let's get into it. Section 1. A Lone Passenger.
Okay, so the scene is just perfectly set for horror, right? You've got Chinchwad Railway Station in Pune. It's midnight. The Mumbai-Pune Express, a whopping 3 hours late. And our main guy, Jason, he's the only one left. Everyone else is bailed. That feeling of being totally, completely alone, that's where the dread starts to creep in.
And then, just as the train is pulling in, this mysterious beggar kind of melts out of the shadows. He doesn't want money, though. He just looks at Jathan and says, "Take care of yourself. Don't talk to any stranger." Whoa. I mean, that's the first huge red flag that something is very, very wrong here.
So Jayton has to scramble. He just barely makes it onto the last coach as the train starts moving. But then he looks back, and he sees the beggar, just standing there on the empty platform, with this really strange, almost knowing smile. And just like that, the unease is totally cemented. The journey has begun.
Okay, Section 2. The Mysterious Empty Train.
So Jathan gets on, and the entire train compartment is empty. Now, if you know anything about the Pune-Mumbai route, you know that is just not normal. It's packed, so this emptiness feels incredibly weird. Then, finally, he spots someone else, just one other person, sitting near the far door. The man just smiles at him. But his eyes, they look completely empty.
A little while goes by, and Jathan realizes they haven't passed a single station. It doesn't make any sense. And just as his mind is reeling with this, the other man speaks. He breaks the silence and asks this question that just sends a shiver down your spine. Did you notice why no one else boarded this train besides you? He knew exactly what Jathan was thinking.
And then it happens. Jathan looks at the man again, and what he sees is just horrific. The man's head is crushed, it's bleeding, his eyes are pushed out of their sockets. This is the moment, right here, where the creepy feeling turns into pure, visceral horror. The supernatural isn't hinted at anymore. It's right there in his face.
All right, Section 3. The Ghost's Tragic Story.
So the man, the spirit, he just flat out says it. Who told you I'm alive? I died a long time ago. He confirms Jathan's worst fears. That awful sight Jathan saw, it wasn't just some trick of the light. It was real. It was a memory of how he died.
And this is where we get the backstory. You see, 20 years ago, this guy boarded the exact same late-night train. He got into a fight with some drunk guys over a seat, and they threw him from the moving train. He hit a pole, and then another train ran him over. It's just awful. And ever since that day, his soul has been trapped, riding this train over and over again, just looking for a way out. He's not just a monster, he's a tormented soul.
And that brings us to the climax of the story. Section 4. The Horrible Bargain for Freedom.
So here's the twist. The ghost doesn't want revenge, he wants something called mukti. It's a term that means liberation or release, salvation from a cycle. He's been stuck in this loop for 20 years, and he tells Jathan that he is the key to finally breaking it.
But here's the real kicker. This isn't just some random ghost haunting a train. Oh no, it's a trap, a cycle. The ghost explains that every so often, a new passenger, someone just like Jathan, boards the train, and they are fated to become the next part of the story.
So, this is the impossible choice Jathan is faced with. Option 1, he can agree to free the ghost. The catch? He has to take his place. He becomes the new ghost on the train. Option 2, he can refuse. But if he does that, well, his story ends right here, right now. It's an absolutely awful choice with no good outcome.
So what does he do? Let's get to the conclusion. Section 5. The Never-Ending Journey.
At this point, Jathan is backed into a corner. His mind is just numb with fear. He can't see any other way out. So, he agrees. He says, "Fine, I will free you." And as soon as he says it, the train just screeches to a dead stop. The ghost smiles, and then slowly just dissolves into thin air. For just a split second you think, wow, maybe it's over, but it's not. The ghost's parting words reveal the true horror of what just happened.
Because the ghost's final words were, "Now you are the new passenger of this train." Jotun isn't free. He didn't escape. He just traded places. He is now the trapped spirit, and the train starts moving again. And his only faint hope for his own freedom, well, it's that someday another unlucky passenger will get on and make the same terrible sacrifice.
And that's the real gut punch of the story, isn't it? The journey has no destination. There is only the wait. The true horror isn't the ghost's crushed face, it's the unending nature of the curse. It's a loop that never, ever stops. Which, of course, leaves us with one last really haunting thought. The story didn't end. It just reset. The train is still out there, rolling through the night, waiting. And the only question that matters now is who will be the next passenger.